Hello, Outlaw Nation, and welcome back to the Outlaw Dynasty Outlaw Insider Week 8. We are halfway through the season, sitting at 3-3, 1-1 in conference. A little bit better than I thought we'd be, but it doesn't get any easier. Last week, huge win over New Mexico State, 38-10, something we really needed. Defense, that was all defense that win. 4 turnovers created. Wow. Hopefully we continue that trend and keep creating turnovers. That'll definitely help us out the rest of the season. As you can see, we had a huge recruiting weekend, and big win, huge recruiting weekend, we get an upgrade point. So we'll get Rich Mahogany upgraded. We'll check out recruiting, see how the weekend went, top 25, take a look at the Bearcats, see what they got, and let's jump into it. Let's go. All right, Rich Mahogany, 1 upgrade point. We're going to throw it in the closer, give us an additional 500 points for the rest of the season, 7 through 15. So that'll help us add some more points to some of these recruits and hopefully get them locked up. Boom, there we go. 2 in the closer. Upgrade, baby. Let's talk recruiting. Big weekend last week, 12 visits. We got 6 commits. We got Andrew Brown, 65 overall, JUCO guard out of Burke Burnett, Texas. Brad Pitt, 65 JUCO guard out of East Bradenton, Florida. And Doug Dunbar, 66 JUCO tackle out of Ada, Oklahoma. All 3 of these guys are probably going to be developmental guys for depth, depending on what the depth situation is at each position. Some of these JUCO guys might redshirt to give them an extra year of development, but it's always good to get linemen. They're hard to come by, so if we can get them in the program, get them developing, by the time they hit the field, hopefully they'll be able to contribute. Sterling Anderson, strong safety, 71 overall. He actually is, I see him more as a linebacker, so I'll probably move him to linebacker to give us some more depth there. But I think he could be a solid addition and eventually become a pretty good linebacker for the Outlaws. Mo Morton, some depth at fullback behind the Yeti. It's always nice to have depth. 74 overall fullback. I think he could be a solid blocking fullback for us. But always good to have depth. And Javon Sullivan, he is a JUCO athlete, and I just looking at his ratings: 80 zone coverage, 86 man coverage, 92 speed. I think he can plug right in behind McDonald after he graduates and become one of our starting corners next season, Javon Sullivan. Those are our 6 commits from our first big visit weekend, and we got half of them, so that's solid. Jake Reese also made his visit this weekend, and with that visit, we jump up to the top spot for him, so that gives us the lead currently on all 4 of our priority prospects, and hopefully we can get them locked up ASAP. Gaining more points here on David Smith. That's Big George Smith's cousin, so hopefully you can come join his cuz here on the D-line and help our program improve. Austin Corbett, we'll move up with him and move up with all these guys. We keep gaining a little bit of points. New addition, Lance Johnson. He's a 68 overall strong safety, number 13 strong safety in the nation. But here's another strong safety. I like to move my strong safeties to the linebacker. So that's kind of where I see him projecting if we can get him signed. 81 speed, 84 agility, 89 excel, 76 zone coverage. The man coverage not that great, but a 76 zone coverage, and let him develop. I think it could be a very good linebacker for us. But that's a quick look at recruiting. Let's take a look at the Week 8 top 25. Nebraska didn't hold that number 1 spot. Oregon, the new number 1. Minnesota 2. LSU 3. Tennessee 4. Nebraska drops to 5 after the loss to Penn State. Georgia, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, USC, and Iowa round out the top 10. 11 through 20, Arkansas, Northwest Missouri drops to 4 after their loss to Pitt State. Penn State 13, Army, Arizona, Texas A&M, Washington, UCLA, Arkansas, and Florida State. And Oklahoma, San Jose State, Texas Tech, Cal, and Northwestern round out the Week 8 top 25. Week 8 CUSA standings. Central Missouri, Arkansas State, Arkansas Tech. They're going to hold the top spots right now, all 2-0 in conference. Pitt State 2-1 after that upset at Northwest last week. Northwest falls to 1-1 with us at the bottom of the CUSA North. On the south side, it's UTEP, UTSA, North Texas, La Tech, New Mexico State, and Texas State rounding out your Week 8 CUSA standings. All right, let's check out the stats. We're at the mid-season mark, 3-3 on the season, 6 games in. Romero, 93 for 150 for 1133, a 126 rating, 7 touchdowns, and 11 picks. We got to cut down on the interceptions, but for the most part, first year as a starting quarterback, the old Graham Steer is doing a decent job, and that is nuts right there. Eddie Davis is only past the season. He's got a 1,026.4 QBR. That's nuts. 1 for 1 for 71 yards and a TD. Now on the ground, R.J. Anderson leads the way. 65 carries, 396 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Yeti's got 35 for 135 and 3. Eddie Davis, 15 for 130 and 1. Matt Lewis missed a couple weeks with an injury, but he's got 31 carries for 114 yards and a touchdown. And Romero gets sacked a lot, so he's got 33 carries for 39 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving, Yeti, 23 catches for 239 and 3 scores. Big Perk, 19 catches for 302 yards and 1. Doolin, Johnny D's got 14 catches for 130 and a touchdown. Palmer, 12 for 248 and 1 touchdown. Wes Gabriel, 11 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. Preston Johnson, 7 for 112 and a TD. R.J. Anderson, 6 for 31. Patrick Gray, 2 for 51. And John Singleton, a defensive back, caught that fake punt in the first game from Beef Wellington. And so he's on the reception board there with 1 for 13. Blocking, we have some games where nobody blocks, but so far this season, Eddie Payne's got 2 pancakes, giving up a sack. Perk's got 2 pancakes. Daly's got a pancake, sack given up. Richards with a pancake. Jackson's giving up 2 sacks, and Pennington's giving up a sack. Defensively, Jorge Davis leads the way. 27 total tackles, 5 tackles for loss. He's got 3 picks on the year to lead the team, including a pick 6. Joey Johnson, surprisingly, is our second leading tackler with 25 total tackles. That day in El Paso was not a good day for him, but so far in the season, he's doing a solid job. 25 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. McDonald with 20. Balser with 17 and a sack. Harrell with 16. Pittman with 14. He's got a pick also. Flanagan with 14 tackles on the year. 5 tackles for loss. Stokes with 14 tackles, 5 tackles for loss and a sack. Vela with 13 tackles. He's got 2 picks, and he's got a pick 6 on the season. That was awesome last game. Big George Smith has 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss and a sack. Big Huey Brown's got 6 tackles, 2 tackles for loss and a sack. And most of these other guys are special team tackles here. But defense getting better. Hopefully we can continue our improvement from last week into this week on the road against Northwest. Big B, 5 for 5 on the year with a long of 41, and he has connected on all 20 of his extra point attempts. Punting the ball, he's got 9 punts for 418 yards, a 46.4 average. He's got 3 inside the 20 with 2 touchbacks, so solid job punting for Beef Wellington. Kick returns, Fisher's got 15 for 412 with a long of 47. Baylor right behind him with 7 for 171. And punt returns, Baylor's got 11 for 162. That huge punt return against Oklahoma State for a touchdown. And that's it. That's a look at your midseason statistics for the Outlaws. Hopefully we can keep bumping these numbers up by the end of the year, have some nice looking numbers. But most importantly, we want to get some more wins. Let's take a look at last week's Conference USA results. Of course, we got a big win over New Mexico State last week, 38-10. Arkansas Tech survives Louisiana Tech in overtime, 35-27. Arkansas State takes out UTSA, 34-17. UTEP goes out of conference and beats BYU, 30-21. Central Mo takes out Texas State, Pitt State upsets Northwest Missouri 27-20, and North Texas loses out of conference to UAB 33-28. This week, we're on the road to take on Northwest. Arkansas State heads to North Texas. Texas State hosts UTEP. Pittsburgh State hosts an out-of-conference game with Stanford. That should be a good matchup. UTSA visits Louisiana Tech. And New Mexico State is out of conference hosting BYU. As a look at Conference USA, a Week 8 schedule. Let's check out the Bearcats. So it looks like their starter is going to be a true freshman, James Alford from Bedford, Texas. Behind him, they got a redshirt freshman, Adam Franklin. At halfback, they got a couple 80s. Tommy Sampson, 83 overall. Maurice Davis, an 81 overall. Fullbacks is 74. Their top wideouts go 87, 79, 78, 74. Got an 85 overall tight end. Line goes 78, 82, 95, and a 94 center. 88 right guard, 77 right tackle. Defensively, 85 overall left end, 88 overall right end. A couple of good defensive tackles at 88 and 87. 77, 76 left outside linebacker, 80 middle linebacker. The right outside linebacker is a 91, Douglas. Corners are 86, 81, 80, 80, so they got some good corners there. 88 overall free safety, and 87 overall strong safety. Man, the defense looks pretty good. Just from looking at their overalls, man, probably running is going to be tough. Probably not going to be able to throw the ball deep. It's going to limit us on offense. We're going to have to kind of stick to short passing game, dink and dunk. Probably eat a lot of clock as usual. That's our thing, man. But their secondary looks very solid. Linebacking core, not overpowering, but they got a really good right outside linebacker. So probably be testing the left side more than the right. The defensive line looks stout. So offensively, it could be a challenge this week, but we'll probably attack them with lots of short passes, lots of quick runs, and hopefully control the clock and control the game. But that's a quick look at the Bearcats. How about an overall look this week? Northwest goes B+, B, B+, D, D, D for us. They're going to lead in pretty much all the statistical categories. However, we do have the number 2 rush defense in the nation. Of course, a little bit of that is the result of how much clock we eat and how little the opposing offense gets the ball, so they're chunking it around a lot, which puts a lot of strain on our DBs, but that's really the best option for us right now, is to eat clock and try and stay in these games. I don't understand the advantage we have in turnover difference. We're a -5, they're a +2, so that is very incorrect. Let's see, Northwest, Alford so far in the year, 65 of 129 for 1,082 yards, 9 TDs, 4 picks. Sampson's their leading rusher with 75 attempts, 482 and 3 TDs. Wall's their top receiver, 16 catches, 285 and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Seward with 17 tackles, Siegel with a pick, and Stanley leads them with 3 sacks. So Stanley and Seward are probably the 2 defenders to keep an eye on. Wall, their top receiver, Sampson, their top running back. And hopefully we can add some interceptions this week to that total for Alford. But that's a quick overall look at the matchup this week. There we have it, 60 overall for us, 88 for Northwest. Our 60 offense against their 90 defense, and their 84 offense against our 61 defense. Let's see what they're going to run. Offensively, Northwest will be running the Arkansas State playbook. Defensively, they are running the 4-3, so something we'll need to prepare for. Us, in case you were wondering, our offense, Rich Mahogany likes to call his offense the light speed offense. It is basically a spread pistol with some I formations, some single back formations, but mostly spread and pistol. And as we get better talent, we will definitely kick it into another gear and start attacking a lot more and a lot more exciting plays down the road to come for the Outlaws. Defensively, we like to call our defense the Book of Suffering. It's multiple 5.2, 4.25, 3.35, nickel, 4.334, everything you can think of. We got a little bit of it in there just to cover the spectrum. But as well on defense, as we get more talent, you'll definitely see a lot more attacking, a lot more aggressiveness, and we will definitely open up the book of suffering on our opponents. That's a look at our playbooks, Northwest playbooks. Hopefully we can continue how well we played last week and keep moving forward in the right direction. But that's going to be it this week for the Outlaw Insider Week 8. Be sure and check us out when we head to Maryville and take on the 12th ranked Northwest Missouri Bearcats. And as always, I humbly ask to support the channel. If you enjoy what's happening here with the Outlaw Dynasty, if you're an Outlaw fan, give us a like, comment, let us know what you like about it, what you don't like. Subscribe, share, hoist trophies, win championships. For the Tater Sports Network, I am Chip D. Don't forget to mask up, Outlaw Nation, and do work. Till next time, see ya.
You crazy mother...